Tonight at 5, the rebound.
I think it's going to be a while before we see some regeneration here.
With a critical wildfire warning in effect for northwestern Colorado, we'll take you to areas still recovering from last year's wildfires.
And you'll see that, we don't have remaining green trees in very few areas where we have any trees left.
Plus, we are tracking a cool down after several days of sunshine. Colorado announces its first round of vaccine scholars, and a protest calls for systemic change within Denver public schools. Good evening, and thanks for joining me on Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo. In just the last 8 months, Denver public schools juggled online learning with in-person, watched a superintendent resign, fought to get students out of standardized testing, hired a new superintendent, and then watched as the district's new leader was sued by a former employee before he ever formally took the job. Well, tonight the district faces a protest from a vocal group of students. They claim with everything else going on, the district is ignoring accusations of sexual abuse from multiple adults at DPS. Now, we know this is an explosive claim and one we could not take lightly. Denver 7's Ivan Rodriguez is joining us live tonight with more on this story. Ivan?
And you can see some of those students or people who just wanted to come out in support of the protest behind me here, just a few of them. We spoke with the lead organizer today, and she tells us that they're standing together against predatory adults in the school system. And one of their demands is actually to remove Tay Anderson's name from their diplomas. This lead organizer just graduated from North High a couple of weeks ago. Now, this is after multiple and unsubstantiated accusations surfaced accusing Anderson of sexually assaulting students. Students gathered outside Denver City and County building with their demands clear as day.
We're demanding that one, DPS takes Tay Anderson's name off of all graduating seniors from this year's diploma. And we're also demanding that DPS releases some kind of statement or some kind of just anything but silence to urge Tay to resign from his position because he's temporarily stepped down, and the students are not happy with that.
Gigi Gordon graduated from North High this year and runs an anti-human trafficking Facebook group. She says it's time for the school board to take responsibility.
The board has allowed this to happen for so long.
Back in March, BLM 5280 said a woman came forward accusing Tay Anderson of sexually assaulting her. No details or evidence was ever provided, and the woman hasn't been identified. Anderson has denied the accusations, but has stepped away from his duties while an investigation by the Investigations Law Group is conducted. In a statement, Anderson says in part, "These false claims have put my family and I in harm's way, and now as a father and son, I must protect those I love first."
I take these allegations very seriously, and I'm fully committed to cooperating on any investigation or inquiry resulting from these accusations.
The story got more complicated in May when Mary Catherine Brooks Fleming testified at the state capitol that a sexual predator targeted more than 60 students. She did not produce evidence or names. She also didn't respond to our request for comment. The school district confirmed to the Denver Post that Fleming was speaking about Anderson and that the Denver Police Department was aware. But again, no victims or proof has been provided. We asked Denver Police about that allegation. They told us no victims had come forward. We also just received a response from the Denver Board of Education. They say they hear the voices of the community and respect students for speaking out. They also say they're taking these allegations seriously, which is why they've invested more than $50,000 in the investigation. And they're doing that to leave no stone left unturned. Behind me, Denver Public Schools is actually here. They have a little table out, and I spoke with them about why on their decision to come out. They're actually handing people flyers so that people who are here protesting can actually read a little bit more about their Title IX process and everything that's involved. Live in Denver, Ivan Rodriguez, Denver 7.
All right, Ivan, thank you for that. And the Denver Classroom Teachers Association said today that they investigated an accusation against Anderson during the 2019 school board election season, and they wound up endorsing Anderson after finding no specificity to the allegations. Today, President Biden announced the United States will buy 500 million doses of the Pfizer vaccine, not for people living in the United States. Biden says these vaccines will be donated to nearly 100 countries in Latin America, Africa, and Asia. The first doses will be shipped by the end of the summer.
That's a historic step. The largest single purchase and donation of COVID-19 vaccines by any single country ever.
This measure comes with a $1.5 billion price tag, and while President Biden says there are no strings attached, foreign policy experts say this is a clear move to counter China and Russia, who have been shipping out their own vaccines around the world for the last several months. By the way, only one of the Chinese vaccines is recognized by the World Health Organization. The Russian vaccine, Sputnik V, is not. Tomorrow, we will meet Colorado's newest vaccine millionaire. Today, we met the first 5 vaccine scholars. Governor Polis introduced 5 teenagers as the winners of the Colorado Comeback Cash Scholarships today. Ariana is a 14-year-old from Longmont who wants to study American Sign Language. Natalie is a high school sophomore from Centennial. She plays hockey, wants to be a dentist. Liam from Boulder, Gabriella from Littleton are both grateful for the money to help with college. And 16-year-old Brett Cheney from Mesa County plans to further his education, but says he's just happy he got the vaccine and can get back to a normal life.
I'm vaccinated. More people will go and get some. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll inspire them.
Governor Polis highlighted one other teenager today. Thomas from Steamboat Springs won the Comeback Cash Scholarship, but turned it down because he already has a full ride scholarship.
So when I heard I won the scholarship, I think I decided it'd be best passed on someone who might need it a bit more than me, who could really use it to its full extent.
The state is giving out 25 scholarships to vaccinated teens this summer, and the next drawing is June 16th. Thousands of people living in Castle Pines will have to boil their water for the foreseeable future. Castle Pines North Water District announced today that their chlorine injector, which sanitizes the water you drink, broke on Tuesday, and then several electrical systems went offline yesterday. Some people had no water, others dealt with extremely low water pressure. And the water company says it is working to fix the problem as quickly as possible. In the meantime, just have to boil the water there. Colorado's water issues are now a tale of east and west. Check out this map. People living west of the divide are dealing with severe drought or worse. But if you live east of the Continental Divide, everything seems to be okay. Of course, the rains in May were slow and steady, but there could be some gully washers this summer. So federal, state, and local agencies are spending $6.5 million to mitigate the potential for soil erosion and mud flows as a result of the intense wildfire that burned more than 10,000 acres in Boulder County late last year. Denver7's Lance Hernandez got a firsthand look at the mitigation efforts today.
The pilot of this chopper lifting out trees killed by the wildfire. That wind-driven blaze burned so intensely, there are few trees left.
Dusty.
Dave Hurt at Boulder County Parks and Open Space says massive fires like Calwood are wiping out so many trees, there is no seed source, which will impact regeneration.
It's going to be a different experience for parks users and others too, and we may see this just look more like a grassland, shrublands.
Hurt says the dead trees are being removed to make trails safer and to convert them into mulch. That mulch intended to replace the ground cover lost during the fire, both to stabilize the mountainside and prevent erosion, and to limit debris flows like this one May 30th.
They turned those waters pretty black with the ash.
You can see where this culvert at the Hile Valley Ranch had to be dredged. Hurt says that mud can impact water users downstream.
If we can keep that soil up there, it mitigates the water quality, and it also speeds up the recovery of the fire area itself.
The contractor safety officer says it can get hectic with choppers flying in and out.
Yesterday we did have a paraglider come down in the work zone, and things had to cease while we took care of that.
Aerial mitigation work will continue in the area for the next 2 weeks. The south side of the Hile Valley Ranch Open Space Park expected to remain closed until September 30th. Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.